There's a lot of low T boys and high T girls. They're going to be the reason Bernie Sanders will lose the election, and that any real workers' rights politician will lose the election. But let's back up. Bernie Sanders said in a Fox interview that open borders is a Koch brothers proposal, that tearing apart the nation state is a right-wing proposal. Bernie Sanders was very right in a way, though. I'd say it's more a neoliberal policy, not a right-wing one. But see, he comes from a more innocent time. He doesn't want the American worker to be taken advantage of by corporations. But in addition to that, he doesn't want corporations' inhumane, anti-patriotic policies of bringing illegals in to do the work for cheaper to undermine the worker either. The modern leftist, the modern liberal, has gotten themselves in a catch-22 of sorts. They believe in workers' rights and a brand new America where everyone is truly equal. But in order to get that equality, we have to discard the equality of non-citizens. And they can't get rid of that. They are too idealistic, they are so inexperienced with life, so spiritually uncentered, that they think this unrealistic world of happy sunshine, diamonds, leprechauns, and pixies, where there is no such thing as inequality, is somehow attainable. Simultaneously, they are so self-hating, so nihilistic, that they themselves can't possibly hold up any real meaning. Their disinterest in fetuses being killed, their lack of knowledge about history, their disinterest in their own culture. They're postmodernists, the new nihilist, and they have no interest in actual meaning. They just pretend they care so that the facade they have built can continue to stand. They have built their ideology off of a false principle, that equality can be enforced. Yet somehow, they can still kill off white people, and that is okay and not racist at all. See, the new left isn't socialist. They aren't in favor of workers' rights. They're too far gone for just a simple labor movement. No, they truly believe that we could just open borders, let millions of people in, and think that our infrastructure could house, feed, and control millions of jobless, uneducated foreigners. They simply don't live in reality. They are a danger to themselves and the world around them. And this idea that we are so superior, that the white man has built such a perfect society, shows how truly white supremacist they are. They don't just believe that white people are better at making it in society, so we have to give minorities a leg up, but that they hate Western society so much they think it should house uneducated plebeians of third world nations. They honestly think that we can bring foreigners in, give them a job, pay them $15 an hour, and somehow that won't undermine the economy. Somehow the wealth won't spread out so thin that the modern American worker that has gone from a home-owning, successful, clean-cut, hardy family in the 1950s to a 10-person uneducated tenement-dwelling foreigner that doesn't even speak the same fucking language as the men who built the said nation. They think that that is a utopian communist world, and somehow it is feasible. And this is where I have to not only denounce them for their lack of common sense, but also shame them for their lack of decorum, their inability to reason or debate, as seen by the countless times that leftists have assaulted, rioted, and slandered their opponents. These modern leftists, postmodernists, aren't comparable to the hippies of the 1960s. Hippies had the blinders on. They just wanted to drop acid and protest the war. These leftists are the complete opposite. They want our military to go assist third world nations. These aren't your average socialists or communists. They're worse. They not only want to tear down the very fabric of freedom of speech, freedom of property, freedom to bear arms, but they want to kill every last person who stands for it in the process. The reason they want the white man gone is because he's the only one who has upheld these freedoms throughout history. Once the mindless hordes have fully invaded the country, there will be no freedom. They don't care about freedom. They care about an easy ride, a boring job that they can get away doing poorly, and sit on their couch, crack open a Modelo, and watch Hispanic soap operas. It goes the same for every other minority, by the way. They vote Democrat for a reason. Their freedom of thought isn't present within them. They're more so focused on how much they can cheat the system, just like bankers, actually. If we're going to respond to these leftists, the only thing we can do is to collectivize and fight. They are small, frail, and petty. They don't know how to fight. The majority of them are low-T soy boys without a... The majority of them are low-T soy boys with the gut hanging out. And shit, it's the right wing that has all the guns. So it's time to use our God-given superiority over the leftists, over the goblin bug men. Take a stand against them. Strike first. There's no sense anymore, and the only way that the individual can really change things is by banding with those who he is similar with, to fight for his God, his nation, his family, and most importantly, his freedom.